The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast.
Is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Hosted by three BFFs, Daddy DWALLY, Chipotle Bear, and Bubble Boy and Seven.
And new intern, X Bacon Gamin.
This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
Have you guys ever had like 2 office chairs stolen from you in your career?
I haven't had one office chair
All
stolen
right,
from
Jose's
me.
muted. Oh, hello.
I'm
Daddy DWALLY, and welcome to the Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Joining me as always is the co-host Chipotle Bear. Chipotle Bear, how are you tonight?
I'm great, bud. It's we got some crazy weather out here in Denver right now.
Yeah.
Like literally crazy storms all day, but back at work for over a week now. Our leadership lunch went really well, but only gotten to play a few games here and there. And some crazy news, man. I'm excited to talk about the news today. And yeah, I'm good, man.
And joining us as always is the assistant or intern. I don't even remember anymore. X Bacon Gaming, welcome to the show.
I am the janitor. I do agree with Chipo and his crazy weather. I got rained on like the Dickens in Castle Rock today. But
did you guys hear the thunder at like 5 a.m. and overnight and stuff?
Lightning
It was
crazy.
Wild. Yeah.
Not Colorado weather.
Today.
But
and
my
then,
grass. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. So I was just gonna say, then I went to swimming lessons tonight, Jose, and I just probably just missed a crap ton of hail. I just saw trees destroyed, piles of hail, like around 5:30 tonight. I was like, "What is going on out there?" Go ahead, Bacon.
But yes, my grass has been looking a little wilted since this little heat wave, so it was nice to get a little free lawn water. So
my grass is looking great.
Mine too.
Must be nice.
Anyway, guys, we have a lot of news to talk about this week in the Xbox world, a surprising amount actually. But let's start out the show like we always do, Jose, with some Nerd Chat shoutouts. And you know what? I'd like to start out our shoutouts with an important thank you and goodbye to a person in Xbox. Of course, I'm referring to Major Nelson, and salute to Major Nelson. So Major, hopefully you'll watch this someday, and we're going to tell you, well, let me just read what he said. This was on July 14th, straight from his Twitter account. He said, "After 20 incredible years, I have decided to take a step back and work on the next chapter of my career. As I take a moment and think about all we have done together, I want to thank the millions of gamers around the world who have included me as part of their lives. Also, thank you to Xbox team members for trusting me to have a direct dialogue with our consumers or customers. The future is bright for Xbox. And as a gamer, I'm excited to see the evolution. Thanks." This is I think I'm supposed to say thanks, and I'll see you online, Larry Hryb. P.S. The official Xbox podcast will be taking a hiatus this summer, and we will come back, and we'll come back in a new format. And of course, I had to plug the show there, so we're ready to step up. But honestly, thank you, Major Nelson, Larry Hryb. Guys, as far as I'm concerned, Larry, to me, he was kind of the face of Xbox there for a long time. And I would almost argue, a lot of people say, his podcast, and he did contribute to Xbox directly with achievements, I found out, and Xbox Live, and a lot of features that we take for granted these days. But I would almost say that he was like one of the first influencers. Like when you really think about it, like he was one of the first public faces who didn't seem
Game
like
Friday or Game Code Fridays, right?
Friday, yeah. But I mean, just in general, I'm just like, he was who we saw for Xbox, who I thought was just some guy that they hired to talk about Xbox, like an influencer. So a major part of Xbox history, been there from the beginning, been there from OG Xbox, Xbox 360 glory days, the not so great Xbox One days, and now the Series console. So Larry, I just want to say thank you for everything you've done for Xbox, for the console, for the community, for all the gaming memories. And thank you for everything you've contributed to the space. Jose, was there anything you'd like to say to Major Nelson?
No, nothing to add other than, just grateful. And the way I think about it is, even though I think, especially with the dawn of this Activision Blizzard King deal, there is a pretty bright future ahead for Xbox, and that's awesome. I'm super happy about all that. But there was also, the last couple of years, there's been a lot of turmoil, right? And so I have a lot of respect for all of the executives and people that are part of Xbox that have really stood through that time and not jumped ship and really said, like, nope, this is a great thing. We're going to make it amazing. So I have the utmost respect to Larry, to Major Nelson, and we really appreciate what you're doing. We wish you the best in the future, man, and with everything you do moving forward.
And Bacon?
Yeah, when I can think back on it, he is really the first forward-facing person for Xbox. Right? I remember when the Xbox One conference was happening and Angry Joe was there. I want to say he did an interview with Angry Joe.
Yeah.
I didn't know much
he was
about
getting
Angry
grilled
Joe.
by Angry Joe. I remember that.
And I really didn't know much about Angry Joe at the time. It's just a video I ended up on, and I wasn't like crazy in the space like I am now. So I was kind of a casual dude bro shooter guy. And I remember seeing a Major Nelson all over the place. And then I didn't get into the podcast till about 2-3 years ago, something like that. I don't know how long it's been running, but I probably should have been on it much earlier. But the man's always been a positive influence.
Yeah,
he's always been a calming voice.
Yeah.
It's almost like talking to an uncle or
that's what I was gonna say, like a
a
goofy uncle.
Yeah, he was just so relatable and never had a bad word to say about anyone or anything. He just put the information out there, ran a great podcast, and Xbox should be proud of the time that he was with them and everything he accomplished while he was there. So salute to you, Major Nelson.
Salute, Major Nelson. Thank you so much, like we said, for everything you've done for Xbox and gaming in general. Guys, I need to give another special shout out here, okay? And this one hurts a little bit, boys. Would you guys say I'm a pretty good Halo player?
You're decent.
Absolutely not.
I mean, okay. Let's be real. I'm the best Halo player out of the group, correct? Be real with our audience.
I mean, you tell yourself that a lot.
How far are you on the season 3 pass?
Oh my gosh. Anyway, guys, I'm the best Halo player, right, out of our group. Okay. I was invited by Ains, aka Porsche Power, and Pomps, Mariano Pompa, to go play with them. All right. And I gotta say this right now, and I have something to admit. You know what? I don't know how he does it in his old age, but Ainsley Bowden is one heck of a Halo player, and he's better than me. And it hurts to say that, but Ains, I gotta shout you out, man.
But I'm a man.
You are really good at Halo, and he plays all the time. And you know who's even better? Is Pomps at times. Pomps was killing it. So it was very humbling to be playing with those guys in Halo ranked because they take it really serious, and they are the sweatiest of sweat fests that I've ever played with, and I had a great time. So I want to shout out to the guys over there, Mariano Pompa and Ains. Thank you so much for inviting me to play with you.
Awesome, man.
I had a great time. Clearly need to hit the dojo more and practice all the time like they do, but I did want to shout them out. Ains, I don't know how you do it in your old age, but you're one heck of a Halo player. So thanks for sending me the invite to play with you boys. But let's jump into our number one fan, and he's taken over the warm-up section of the nerd chat. Huge TNZ shout out to BigBox 1431, old reliable. He said, Earth's representatives. The yin and yang is a Chinese philosophical concept that roughly translates to champion and is that supposed to be an unheralded gem 1 week. Hate on an overrated turd the next. Please restore balance to the universe and tell listeners one game, just one, exclamation point, that you feel games media / the public drank the Kool Aid, but you thankfully did not. BigBox, I got to call you out right now. Kool Aid is spelled with a K, just so you know. Great show again, fellas. I appreciate you responding to the YouTube comments where any listener can be a part of the show. P.S. Stardew Valley was the correct answer for an underrated gem last week. That game spawned a few dozen AA farming games that are just now releasing. LOL. Internet high five to Chipotle Bear.
Thanks, buddy. Much love. I appreciate it. It's a great game. Great game.
Guys, what is one game that you feel games media or the public drank the Kool Aid on, but we thankfully did
Ooh,
not?
Bacon was
Okay,
right
Bacon's
hand up
right
right
away. Take
away.
it away, Bacon. What is it? Let's hear it.
Okay.
It's Sony property, I'm guessing.
No. Cyberpunk.
Okay. What?
Everybody. It is. I got it day one because I had rewards points. I was kind of like hanging out in the background saying, I bought it because of
on console.
Yes, the studio and their track record with The Witcher and all that. I'm like, I'm gonna give it. That game was the roughest game I've ever seen launched, released, and it was evident. It was everybody's darling. Now, right now, it's in great shape. It's fantastic. Like most games are right now. A year later, they're all fixed. Halo, another key property, but we all know the hype and everything around that game, and how much the journalists were just slobbering all over themselves. And then that was maybe one of the worst launches I've ever seen in gaming history. That's my one.
Well, I don't get it. Are you saying that you avoided it, or that you bought it and it was?
I turned it on and played it for about 3.5 minutes and turned it right back off.
You knew it was garbage.
Yes.
Okay.
I turned it right back off and said, no loss because I got it with rewards points. So I was like, I'll
and then
play
you bought it for PC anyway. If you see, I thought you were going to say the opposite, that you had bought it on PC and it ran perfect for you and ran well, and that everyone was hating on it, even though you had a great experience.
No, I got it on console because I had the rewards points, and
eventually it turned out well because I played it and got 1,000. It was incredible.
Yes.
Jose, do you have one game that you feel like you avoided the Kool Aid on?
Well, I'm gonna be a villain here is what's gonna end up happening. But just a heads up, got a notification that there is weird buffering issues right now. So if you're watching this live and it's causing issues, I apologize. But we're recording and we'll get a clean recording up. Sorry about that. The game that I have tried, really truly tried several times, and I just cannot get into, but everyone loves, is Minecraft. I don't mean to be mean, but every time I've gotten into it, I'm like, I mean, I get it. I get that it's an open world. I get it's Legos. I do appreciate how big it is and stuff. But when people are like, Minecraft's doing big things, I just don't get it, man. Like a lot of YouTubers, like the big ones, Mr. Beast does all kinds of Minecraft stuff. And it's just not for me. I don't have a good reason. I'm probably the one that's wrong here, but that's when I just feel like people drank the Kool Aid. And I just feel like there's other sandbox games that I enjoy more, but I'm probably wrong. So that's my big one.
Jose, you're not going to be the only villain tonight. Mine, and you've heard me say this many times, is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Is not a masterpiece.
Thank you.
It's not the greatest Zelda game ever made. And I'm going to argue it's not even a Zelda game, to be honest. It is a physics simulator with an open world that is boring and empty. And everyone freaked out about like, oh, you can go over there and climb that. Oh, you can go interact with that. There are hundreds of other open world games. And I compared it to Assassin's Creed Origins, where I could go anywhere I wanted and climb whatever I wanted. I didn't have a stupid stamina bar. I didn't have weapons that were constantly breaking. And everyone's like, oh, well, Daniel, did you even play it? I did every shrine in that game. All those stupid little puzzle shrines. Wasn't fun, but I did it to prove a point that I played the crap out of this game. Oh, well, it's a Zelda game. It has dungeons. No, there were like 3 beasts with like mini dungeons, and there were like a few puzzles. No, these were not Zelda games. It didn't feel like a Zelda game until I got the Master Sword and went straight to Ganon to defeat him. And that's about the only fun I had, was at the very end of that game. I'm playing Skyward Sword right now, and I'm in a dungeon. I think Skyward Sword sucks with the controls. I think they're absolutely terrible with the motion controls and me flicking this stupid right stick. But I feel like I'm playing a traditional Zelda game where I'm in a dungeon. I'm going through it from place to place with little puzzles. I'm interacting with things. I'm probably going to get some sort of cool upgrade, and I'm going to incorporate that into solving the dungeon. The new Zelda games are no longer Zelda. They're open world physics simulators, and they're not good. And everyone's drinking the Kool Aid, saying like, "Oh, this is the greatest game ever." I don't get it, guys. I'm sorry. I don't get it at all. Bacon. Like the world was so Breath of the Wild. If you cut it down in half, it would have been a much better game. But it was so massive and so empty. It was empty. There was nothing in those worlds, you guys. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
There are rocks everywhere.
Exactly. Rocks you can call.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
I've bought it and tried it twice on 2 different Switches and could maybe an hour and a half in. I'm just like, I don't get it.
I can mark out there, and it's going to take me 30 minutes just to get out there. How fun is that? Like
Yep. That's a good one. You are a villain.
And I'm not a villain. I'm right. As a person who's played basically every mainline Zelda game, except for Skyward Sword, which I'm playing now. Oh, Twilight Princess. I got to get to that too. I never finished it, but been there from the beginning, I should say, of Zelda. Link to the Past was already open world. You can go anywhere. Everyone made a big deal about that with Breath of the Wild, and I'm over it. So, Big Box, those are our answers. Thank you so much. Though. Yeah, great question. I also told Big Box on our YouTube page that he's taken over our warm-up questions because he does a great job. But Big Box was not the only one to write into the nerd chat this week. Jbizzle, aka Justin Bogus 9690, said, Ken 10 is my hero. Right when I heard Big Box's question, I thought of Andromeda and Sleeping Dogs. Then he came out with both. Also, Mad Max was a great game. One game that doesn't get enough credit is The Surge 2. Great game if you're into Souls-like games. The boss battles aren't as epic as the Souls games, but the combat and customization is on par. Interesting, Bogus. I might have to check that out. Fellas, if any of you have a Max subscription, what's a Max?
HBO Max.
HBO Max.
I know, guys.
I do. I got a Bogus.
Guys,
I love it.
I was kidding with you guys. You need to watch the Warrior series ASAP. I just binge watched seasons 1 and 2, and season 3 just released. The fight scenes are top notch, and it is a great story too. Here's a question for you. If you could only play one game currently slated for release in 2024, what is it? Have a great week, fellas, and enjoy what's left of summer. Shout out. Oh, sorry. Never mind. That was mine that I already did. So thank you, Bizzle. Great question. 2024. Do we have a list of games coming out in 2024? I forgot. I thought he just meant the rest of the year.
I mean, the only game I can think
list?
of that I know is probably coming out, not confirmed, is GTA 6. That would be definitely up there if it's true.
That's
I'm pulling up a list right now. 33 Immortals, Avowed.
Okay, I'm looking. Does anyone have anything right away? Jose, yours is good. If we are assuming that Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out next year, that would be mine.
That's a big one.
That hands down. This is a tough one.
Star Wars Outlaws. That's also a big one.
Bogus, I'm looking at a list right now on Game Informer, and they're usually pretty good. And there's not many games. Is he?
There's a lot of games.
Starship Troopers.
I mean, that I would pick over all else. No. But like,
I don't know, man. I'm looking at this list.
Wolf Among Us 2, Toxic Crusaders, Star Wars Outlaws. Like I said, Senua's Saga.
I don't think we really know much. We have no idea what PlayStation's coming out either. Like, it just doesn't.
Dan, you know what game you got to play with your Switches? Go play the Luigi's Mansions games. They're pretty dope, but I think
I've never played any of them.
They're good. You should play because there's a new one coming next year. That's what made me think of that.
Bogus, mine would be Grand Theft Auto 6, but I'll answer it in another way. The rest of this year, Bogus, you already know what it's going to be. If I had to play one game through even through 2024, Starfield. I don't really need to play anything else. Like, let's be real, Bogus. I'm so pumped for Starfield. Bacon, do you have anything that stands out to you?
Based on my extreme love for Star Wars, I'm gonna have to go with Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah, it's a good choice, man.
Followed by Starship Troopers, because who doesn't love Starship Troopers?
You didn't go with Arc 2 for your love of Vin Diesel?
I got a little bit of man crush on it. It's all about family.
Dude,
family.
I'm sorry. Family. Looking at this, you guys, there are what do we know? I mean, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I mean, yeah, that's there. I'm actually shocked at how little we know.
Dude, it's July.
Oh, I guess what's the one from the Elder Scrolls knockoff from
Avowed.
Avowed. I mean, I would say Avowed. Is Avowed on this list?
Yeah,
It's
it is.
not. Oh yeah, there it is. I would
Yeah.
say Avowed then, Bogus, because we don't know Grand Theft Auto 6. And B says he's thinking about 2025. But
For GTA 6.
dude, if that could come out next year, man, that would be
If it was holiday next year, that'd be
Dude.
a banger, but that's a lot of
think-
copies.
I think
Avowed,
Joe needs to
then
go with
GTA 6.
Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. That's yours.
Oh. Great questions this week from BigBox and Bogus. Thank you so much, guys. You really do appreciate it when you write in. And again, shout out, thank you to Major Nelson and Ains and Mariano Pomps for inviting me to play Halo. Guys, let's jump into some Xbox news for the week, Jose.
News team, assemble!
I thought it was done.
No, sir.
It is not, but it seems to be all but done, especially with the timing of, well, I'll read some tweets. The first big news that happened, I believe this was on Sunday, yes, because I remember King David and the Iron Lords had a field day with this news. Finally, someone has bent the knee, Bacon. We are pleased, this is coming from Phil Spencer, to announce that Microsoft and PlayStation have signed a binding agreement to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation following the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. We look forward to a future where players globally have more choice to play their favorite games. And then we've also found out that this is just Call of Duty, not all Activision games. So some of the details in that have changed. And then this was on the 19th, so just yesterday, after the deal officially expired on 7/18/23, exactly 90 days later, correct? 3 months, July, August, September, October. Microsoft and Activision Blizzard have extended the merger agreement deadline to October 18th. We're optimistic about getting this done and excited about bringing more games to more players everywhere. So, Bacon, before I throw it over to you, I do want to clarify. This is actually exactly what Hogue said would happen. I believe he said this on Season Gaming, actually.
No, it was on someone else's show.
Or it was Defining Duke, one of them where he was on. He was saying how if it doesn't go through, if in which they really wanted to try to, he said it would be like a 90-day, 3-month deadline extension at most. And that's exactly what happened. And so they're going to try to clear everything up with the CMA, and then it will pass free and clear because the FTC passed, EU, everybody but the stupid, you dang dirty Brits. You're just holding this freaking deal up, and it's getting old, but we're at an end, guys. Hopefully it'll happen before then. Bacon, quickly, any updates you want to share?
So we all remember back during the trial that it surfaced that old Jimbo asked for all Activision games. He also asked for all Bethesda games to sign off on this deal. And Phil said, nah, that ain't happening, player. So not only did he lose all those games, all he got was Call of Duty. Now, given that is their moneymaker, so I get it. It's just kind of hilarious that instead of just sign, because I know Phil offered all Activision games for 5 years or something like that a few months ago, and he still shot that down when Lulu brought out her sweet tweet. So, I mean, it's their moneymaker is going to be COD. So I guess it's not a huge loss for him. I just think it's hilarious that he did finally come to the table. I mean, and he had to.
He was always going to. Exactly. Because Bacon, I was listening to Defining Duke. Shout out to Cognito and Mr. Many Plays today. I guess there were stats that were saying, like, what was it? Like 85% of PlayStation. Well, it was a huge number. Only play Call of Duty. And then the third, oh no, that's what it was. The most played game was Call of Duty on PlayStation. The third most played game was Minecraft. So those are both going to be Microsoft published games, and all money going to Microsoft. And then they were saying how first party games only account for like 15% of like sales on PlayStation.
Yep.
That is, I mean, that just shows you the
FIFA,
power
and
of
that's it.
these casual games and how first party like, and then they were saying like, I wonder how bad it is on Xbox for first party games too. Like, I don't even want to think about those numbers. So,
But
anything
today,
else?
today, Lena Khan basically pulled the FTC hearing that was supposed to take place, the judge hearing on the second, because basically the judge came out and said, even their in-house judge is like, this is going to be a waste of time. I think Microsoft and Phil are doing the CMA a real solid here instead of forcing the trial with the cat. They're basically saying, no, well, let us figure this out first, because even the cat judge was like, I'm
We
not
know
sure
this is
you're
going to
gonna
happen.
win this. So Microsoft is really allowing them to save face. They're gonna have to resubmit their new plan, which I believe is to divest cloud in the UK, if that's as far as they want to take it there. But I really do think that they're Microsoft's being pretty solid, and it's costing them millions and millions of dollars to continue to fight this. I think it's for future endeavors. They don't want to be the big bad guy who, strong arm their way into this one. So I was a little concerned that Lena would get back up to her old ways after they announced this extension, but apparently she's seen the writing on the wall. So it's gonna close. It's gonna be great. Things are gonna be fantastic. Old
So you're
360
telling me
games
there's
are-
a chance?
Oh,
I'm
perfect,
excited.
Jose.
I'm crazy excited, and they're doing it the right way. So
Yes, Jose. Closing thoughts. So you're telling me there's a chance?
No, the only thing I have to add is, and it's what Bacon actually said right there at the end, is I'm actually really happy that Xbox is doing this. Now, granted, I know there's a lot
Yes,
of
they don't
rhetoric
have to.
around this, like, it's just corporate suits, they're just here for money, and I don't disagree with that, but I do think there is something to say about character in a world where there often isn't some. And that, I mean by that, the business sector. I like that they're saying, like, look, let's do this the right way. We're not just trying to strong arm the UK into folding to us. We want to make this legitimate. But here's the question I kind of have, and if you're a listener who is a predominantly Call of Duty player on PlayStation, does this change your desire to be a PlayStation fan? I mean, that's the question I keep asking myself. Is, I know we say that, like, realistically, even this ABK deal isn't probably going to make people switch from PlayStation to Xbox. But if you hear that, like, PlayStation's only getting Call of Duty, not all of Activision Blizzard King, and it's only a 10-year deal, does that start a thing in your head to say, like, well, maybe next gen I need to switch over? Or if it does eventually come to Game Pass, that's the big piece. That's a big next question once this closes, is what is going to come to Game Pass? Which games, which online things, which content? Does that start to change you? Because that's what I think will be interesting to follow now once we move forward.
I'll just say this to close up, Jose. I don't think it's going to have that much of an influence or impact on this generation. Well, we got to see what happens next gen. Like, if Xbox can come out swinging with the console, with Activision games on Game Pass, all like Call of Duty, and then, like, let's say best case scenario, dream outcome of Elder Scrolls launching
Yeah.
as a dude. I mean, that's where I think you'll see potential swings in numbers. But for PS5 gen, Xbox Series, I think PlayStation's going to continue.
Well,
with their
especially and
success.
if PlayStation does release a Slim, which it sounds like that's in the writing, right? That's, like, we've seen reports that there's this other model coming out. Is it worth it getting the cheaper model with the new specs and playing it there for at least until the next gen and stuff like that? Because we haven't heard anything like that on the Xbox side other than the S, which has been there since inception. Just curious.
Guys, let's move on to news story number 2. Finally, guys, it's over. Salute. Salute to Xbox Live Games with Gold, Xbox Live Gold. Another thank you to all the memories with Xbox Live Gold. It's over. Finally. And so there's a lot of thoughts, but let's go over the basics. Introducing Xbox Game Pass Core, coming this September from Jarrett West, CVP Gaming Marketing. And this was on July 17th, 2023. Xbox Live Gold is becoming Xbox Game Pass Core. A new select collection of games will come with Xbox Core. So, launching on September 14th, Xbox Game Pass Core will give players access to our advanced multiplayer network. So, multiplayer, a selection of over 25 games to play with your friends, and member deals, all for $9.99 a month, or the same price, $60 for a year. So, For some reason, I don't know why you need to pay the $60 if you're going to do this. It's obviously cheaper. So, Miso Pony, my brother, he will be an official Game Pass member no matter what. As much as he doesn't want to be, he will be now. So here are the prices. Okay, actually, I'll say here are the list of the 25 games right now, and then they will be adding 2 to 3 times a year. They will be adding some new titles. Okay, and I gotta say, these games are solid. So this is very similar. I've heard people comparing it to the PlayStation Plus collection, which was pretty good. These are pretty good games. I'm not gonna lie. So here's what you get on core. You get Among Us, Descenders, Dishonored 2, Doom Eternal, banger. Fable Anniversary, banger. Fallout 4, banger. Fallout 76, Forza Horizon 4, not 5. Gears 5, banger. Grounded, fun times. Halo 5 Guardians, not Infinite. Halo Wars 2, Hellblade. Human Fall Flat, Inside, banger. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, game of a generation.
Yes.
Psychonauts 2, 2021 Game of the Year contender. State of Decay 2, Refuses to Die, fantastic game. We're going to talk about that later. And Elder Scrolls Online, Tamriel Unlimited. Okay. I believe I always argued that it should be all first party games in the core, but what they're doing is smart and it's sneaky. And we're going to talk about it here in a second because I got to shout out what Cog was saying. Corporate Cog was talking about how this is like he's seen this with drug deals and how they got to upsell you, and this is exactly how they do it. So you know how they upsell you? I'll show you. So comparing prices to other Game Pass plans, and this is in the tweet that came out the other day too. Core, like I said, $10 a month. You get multiplayer, 25 games, deals. If you don't want that for some reason and just want console Game Pass, that's an extra $1 at $10.99 a month. You don't get multiplayer, but you get the access to hundreds of all the Game Pass games. You get games on day one, new first party and third party, second party deals, and you get discounts. But keep in mind, you don't get the multiplayer. Then PC Game Pass drops a price, so you're back down to $10 a month. You get hundreds of high quality games on PC, games on day one, and EA Play, and you don't have to play for multiplayer on PC. And so Cog was saying, well, if you're only a multiplayer guy, you get core, right? But then you're going to start seeing your friends on Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, new games, Starfield. You don't want to upgrade a console for $10.99 because that doesn't make sense because you use the multiplayer. Where are you going to upgrade to? To Ultimate, which is $16.99 a month. You get all the games on PC, cloud, and cloud console PC, all the new releases, online multiplayer, and you get EA Play as well, along with your discounts and everything.
And coming soon, a bunch of Activision Blizzard games.
Exactly, Jose. So take it away, Jose. What do you think of the new setup? Rest in peace and good riddance to games with gold, because let's be real, guys. For the past 2 years, it has not been a very compelling thing to buy. To be fair, I do think if you're just going to play multiplayer games and you can give a caca about Game Pass like my brother, he'll be just fine with this. And I do think you're getting a better deal because those games are good. Those 25 games are excellent, and they're going to continue to add to it. So for people who just play Madden, who just play FIFA, who just play their multiplayer or even free to play games like Askin's son Zach, this is the plan that I think I should actually recommend to him from now on for $60 a year. I think that is good value. Everyone's saying, oh, well, console players are playing for online access. Yes, that's true. But you're also getting the cloud saves, right? Or cloud saves free, Bacon. I don't know, because I feel like with PlayStation, you pay for cloud saves. So I don't know if cloud saves are free. I think that's phenomenal either way. So Jose, give me your thoughts on this.
I mean, here's what I would like to know, and I'm not going to know this for the record. I would love to know how many people actually pay for the low tier now as opposed to Ultimate. Like, and what I mean by that,
44 million players
are just on the lowest one.
That was like a 2020 number. I remember Cog and Maddie brought it up. So quite a bit are paying the $60 a year for.
Oh, that's just for games with
that's
gold.
That's just for Xbox Live Gold members.
I think you're asking for Game Pass, though, right?
Just base Game Pass. I wouldn't know.
I mean, I think this all makes sense in the world of like, look, as we start to get these Xbox exclusive titles like the Starfields, like the Activision Blizzard stuff, like it's natural that it's all going to be behind some kind of paywall. Yes, they want people to play it, but realistically, they also have to make money too. Like at the heart of this, they're all businesses, right? It doesn't work without making money. you know, I think it's smart the way they're doing it. And like Cog joked, like, yep, that's exactly. It's like you can $10 for this, or for a couple bucks more, you can get this. You know, I do think that I'm sure that the core thing is really great for kids, right? For like parents who are buying this for kids, like you get your online thing to play your Minecrafts, to play your Fortnites if you want that kind of stuff, and then you get all these other cool games when if and when you want to get there, and you're not paying the full thing. $60 a year is the price of a game, a single game. It's actually cheaper than some games right now, right? So that's very reasonable in that sense. I also think it's worth noting that this naming convention is so much more, it makes still so much more sense than the PlayStation one, right? Like I also love that
It's
it's
not
alluding to like
confusing at
you're a
all.
core gamer. I think that's a cool tie-in right there.
And they get to add this to their Game Pass subscriber numbers.
You know, the only downside I will say, and it's not for me because I'm not in the world, but there is a healthy amount of people that really like gold for the sense that even if they don't really love the games, they get them for free in perpetuity. They like owning games, right? Some of that feels like the people that are,
You only own them if you remember and remain a Game Pass owner.
I know,
Or
but I'm
Xbox
saying, but
Live
like
owner.
people felt like that was a huge win to get these free games. And people, I think, over the years have gotten some really great games. You know what I'm saying? As long as they stayed subscribed. Again, I just think that model, I don't think that's realistically where the model is moving forward. I mean, you look at all of our media industry right now, even going to the theaters, you can buy subscription models to the theaters. Goose in the chat, can we get a subscription to a burger joint to go eat unlimited burgers? I don't know if that's quite the same thing because it's that there's a fixed and variable cost there, Goose. But I applaud you if we could do that kind of thing. If you figure that out, bud, you'd be a millionaire. That's all I'm saying. No, overall, man, I'm excited to see gold finally rest. It was time. It was time.
Yes. Before I throw it over to Bacon, I do want to say that players can continue to access any Xbox One games they previously redeemed through Games with Gold if they remain a Game Pass core member. So all the free games you got, as long as you're a Game Pass core member, you will continue to have access to them. And then the other point was, regardless if of your subscription status, so even if you're a Game Pass core member or you end Game Pass core for some reason, any Xbox 360 title remain through Games with Gold, you'll have for free. So you get to have access to those and you don't have to be a member. So Bacon, tell me your thoughts and memories of Xbox Live Gold, and rest in peace.
It's kind of sad when you think about it because this has been such a
Yeah.
part of all of our lives for so long, and just said Xbox Live and all that we've
I
probably
think we'll still call it Xbox Live
right.
regardless.
It's been uttered out of our mouths
multiplayer.
hundreds of thousands of times, probably. I still remember getting my disc and my chat headset. I can't remember what year it was. It was on my first account, and it was
Mine was 18 years ago.
so
I remember that white
revolutionary.
head thing with the big puff on the end. Yeah.
So
No, I remember the
freaking-
black
one,
Jose, the
around
black one
back
that
of
was
your
like with
ears.
the
Yep.
behind their side, and that was on the original Xbox, and that was
Right.
like, I was like, whoa, this is
It
the
was
future, man. And then
like,
there was the
ooh.
white wireless one on 360. Did you
Yep,
guys ever have that
little
one? Yep.
Bluetooth earpiece.
Yep.
Yep. So I've never understood why people who pay for solely for Game Pass but don't upgrade to Ultimate. That's the only reason why I'm Ultimate right now is because of my console, just for the online play. Beyond now that I do 99% of my stuff back on PC again, I could probably just downgrade to just Game Pass for PC. But I keep paying for it. Why not? I just never understood the guys who pay, the $10 a month, but also on top of that pay for their live subscription. Why don't they just
Yeah,
do it
those people
all?
would
Like,
just do Ultimate. Yeah, that
makes
doesn't
no
make sense.
makes no sense to me. And you're right, all the games that are coming into core are really good games, and still not 100% sure about the pricing models all the way around. It just seems weird to me. Like the conversation about console players still having to pay for online is pretty silly to me. But I want to
Where's
say
our family plan,
I
Bacon?
know
It's funny you brought that up, and I'll talk about that right now. So that's exactly what Shoutout, again, to define. I just listened to their episode today. It was released from, because I'm a patron. They were saying how they're closing off the alpha of that. Where was it, in like Ireland or Brazil or
Right.
something like that? But they're not announcing when it's going to go live. So Maddie and Cog are thinking that it's not happening anymore, that the family plan might not be coming after all. Like if they were about to launch it, they'd be like, hey, thanks for participating in this alpha. We're excited to launch it at this date. And like, since they're not getting more information about it, that maybe the friends and family plan isn't going to happen. And maybe they're like, hey, sorry guys, you got to pick one of these Game Pass plans for you and your family. So anyway, sorry, go ahead, Bacon.
But in order for Xbox to keep this relevant and keep it, in the zeitgeist, is I do redeem all my PlayStation games every month, even if I don't ever intend on playing them. And there are usually some really good games. Right now, I
haven't done any. I should do that.
I have Alan Wake that I just started, and I got Far Cry 6. So the games they get are really good. And and with that combined with the PlayStation, what was that? The 25 games or the 20 games you had.
That's gone though.
Combined, yeah, that's gone now.
Gone.
But those combined were a really good value. Now that that's gone, but they're going to continue to get really good or quality games into the PS Plus subscription. So I still call it, it's PS Now, PS Plus.
I don't even know what it is.
Premium, whatever. So I think Xbox can have to stay, on top of this and rotate some games in and out, just to keep it alive. Because once you've played all 25 games, then what do you have to do? Then you're still just paying for Xbox Live Gold. But I do like that the naming convention's gone and they're all going to be one big group. And now we're going to be able to count all those subscribers onto the Game Pass subscribers, onto the Ultimate subscribers, onto the PC subscribers, and hopefully get a real number where we're at, because it's going to be a pretty big number once they're all combined. So I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move, and clearly they're trying to get people onto Ultimate. I appreciate Ultimate. Like you said, Bacon, it wouldn't make sense for me to be a console Game Pass member and then pay for gold. At that point, I'm just going to pay it. And again, guys, I've been stacking my I have yet to pay $15 a month for Game Pass, and every time I go to Costco, I'm gonna buy those cards because I've still got time until they jack up the price. What is it? Is it all going down in September? Is it all lining up to that same date, or August or something like that?
Yeah,
So
I think it's early next month.
I'm gonna keep stacking them up and have 3 years stacked of Game Pass, because it looks like that's all we're gonna have from now on is either Core or Game Pass or Ultimate. So I think it's a smart move. Excited for my brother to have access to some of these games that he might not have played. I just bought him Fallout 4 as a gift, and of course, that's one of the games on Core Game Pass. So rest in peace, Xbox Live Gold and Gold with Games, but Xbox Live will live on forever. Guys, let's jump into some quick stories for the week. We are on news story number 3 only, Jose. And I like this tweet by Jez Corden. He said they're called Undead Labs because their games simply refuse to die. Undead Labs is fully on State of Decay 3 now, but Wushu has come in to help keep the second zombie sim going. And of course, he's referring to an article over on Windows Central by Cole Martin. Undead Lab partners with Wushu Studios for the latest State of Decay 2 update on PC test servers. The team will be adding a curveball events to help or hinder your communities. And the Curveball update will bring dynamic, unpredictable events that can help or harm your survivor communities. It's only available for public test realm on Steam and is not available at retail, but this is going to be coming to the game. And I just wanted to shout out again, this is going to be a part of Core. If for some reason, Bacon, you still haven't played State of Decay 2, this game is so fun. I actually think about playing it all the time. I don't even know, Goose, if you played this, Goose, if you haven't played this, you need to play it. I love State of Decay. I wish State of Decay 3 was closer, but the fact that they're keeping this alive shows how much they appreciate and have faith in this game. So I just wanted to shout that out. We don't need to talk about State of Decay 3 because I know we've pushed it a lot. And then the next quick story, news story number 4, Halo tweeted out, and this has just started on Tuesday, the time has now come. Step onto the battlefield and fight with honor. Tenrai 2 is now live through August 1st, bringing a free 10-tier event pass with new samurai-themed customization and content. And Jose, I don't know if you've had a chance to check out the Tenrai event. I am already pretty much done, I think, with it. A little disappointed with the free stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Nothing
that's what I'm
pretty
seeing
cool.
right now.
It's not very good.
They
Minus
need
the
a new
kitty
helmet. They're missing a helmet. That's what they needed.
Yeah, that would be good. And Ains was like, "Oh, the the assault rifle camo is kind of cool. I was like, is it? But the coolest part of the update, guys, is the new armors, and they are fire. And of course, Ains and Pomps both bought it immediately, and they're samurai guys. Like, I'm pretty sure Ains bought like the $30-$45 one, but they are sick. And if you click the link and go to the Halo one, like you can see some of them there.
The Dragonborn bundle.
They
is that what
are
you're talking about?
yes. Is it the one with all three of them? Is
Yeah,
that what it says? Yeah,
those are pretty fire
it's
looking. I'm not gonna
really
lie.
cool, you guys. Like, I of course, like I'm just in my basic armor. Well, I have a cool quadrant
No,
skin
you don't.
for the Halo teams. Yes, I do. But then Palms and Ains have these two cool samurai guys on theirs, and they've got like cool little effects on the armor. You can see it on their forearms and stuff like that. So, very cool armor. I had a blast playing Halo. Bacon, are you ever gonna play Halo again? Or are you kind of just going back to Battlefield and PUBG?
I don't play PUBG. I do really like the Tenrai, because I'm a big fan of Japanese and the samurai. So I very well could. I still have to finish season 3 or season 2.
And Jose, I'm at 80. I'm not there yet, but yes, I'm making progress.
I haven't finished either. I'm at like 93 or something.
The problem is Diablo season 1 starts tonight, and I'm dead entrenched in Battlefield right now. So
yeah, I saw you playing that. Are you playing with somebody, or are you just doing that on your own?
Myself, and I'm probably the best Battlefield player you'll ever meet. I'm trashing kids right now. But I do like that wrap on the bottom of the assault rifle. Looks like a wrap for a katana. So pretty dope. And we got to admit, the game is in a really good place right now. So I'm all about it.
Speaking of Halo, Ains is in the chat, and of course he's rubbing. Okay, remember Jose that bet I made with Ains about which is gonna have more players, Starfield or Diablo? Pomps went back and he replayed the video. I, for some reason, had it in my mind that we were going to go on players on PC and Xbox, and we were going to exclude PS5, Diablo.
It was sales?
It was sales for this first month. So it's over. I don't know what I was hearing him. So shout out to Ains. Thanks for stopping by. Ains, I actually just shouted you out earlier. I was talking about even in your old age, you still tear it up in Halo, and it's shocking. So I got to give you credit for tearing it up in Halo. We are doing well. Thank you so much for coming by, Ains. And I was telling him, Ains, also that you bought the $40 bundle and you have all the samurai armor because you're a Halo simp. So, Jose, anything to say to Halo or the new Tenrai event? Or will you be dropping in with me and Ains? I don't think Ains let you play with him, to be honest.
I mean, he shouldn't, to be fair. Because when I play with Dan, I'm on his back the whole time. He carries me. So I mean, I'll definitely play Tenrai. I play all the events, man. Like I like Halo. I like going back to Halo. It's like calming for me.
So good.
Which is
when
nice.
you get that grapple shot, you guys, it's just the best. It's just the best.
So yeah, I'll go play Tenrai. I mean, I need to finish the season for sure. And God, that is tempting. I think I have enough money to buy one of those dragon skins right now.
You can buy one of them individually. You don't have to buy the 3-packs.
Okay, I might have to do that because they look dope. I do like those. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm glad that there's content, right? That makes me real happy. Although I will say Ains was down on one of the new maps. I forgot which one he said.
Oh, it's terrible. So we keep playing
one, right?
What is it, Ains? What's that map? Dan just yells at
all of us.
So Porsche said, yeah, man, a lot of medication, Red Bull.
Riddick Cream.
No, Ains is really good, you guys. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, he was when he's in the zone, and I'm like, well, I'll PTFO. I'll play the objective while Ains is getting all the kills. I have no problem getting assists, and but I don't know. We were playing capture the flag on this one map. So the thing that sucks, Jose, is when you're in ranked, it literally does feel like the same 4 maps. And capture the flag is just the worst. I hate capture the flag. It just is the worst, dude. I'd rather play oddball over capture the flag.
Absolutely.
And I love King of the Hill. Like all the objective ones, I love that. And maybe we'll get like maybe 1 or 2 Slayer games, and I'll barely be positive on that while Ains is like +10. But what sucks is that you don't get that map rotation like you do with the social games. Like I feel like you play a lot more different types of games, and they added some to Big Team. Like I wish we could just get a little bit more variety in the map. So Starboard. Yeah, he even sent an angry text last night when we were playing, or a tweet about how it's terrible and how it needs to be pulled from Halo. Ains gets so bad. You think I get mad and yell? You guys, you need to hear Ains because he gets just as mad as I do, and it's hilarious. So
I don't know.
now I know what it's like to be on your end. I just
Every
sit there
day.
quietly. I'm like, I better go for the objective.
Where are you at? He's one shot. Dan, I've been
One
dead
shot,
for 10
one
minutes.
Shot.
Relax, Dan.
And you ran away from us 3 hours ago.
Come on, Dan.
So shout out to the Halo Tenrai event. Guys, let's close the news with our last quick story. Coming to Xbox Game Pass. What is this? Mid-July. Available today. This is coming from Megan Spur, community lead at Game Pass. We've got Tectonica game preview on cloud, console, PC. Is this Toem? Has anyone heard of this game? I don't know. Cloud, console, PC. The Cave. I wanted to play this on my laptop, but sadly, it's only available on cloud and console. And then coming soon, Maquette console and PC July 19th. Figment 2 Creed Valley cloud console PC on July 20th. The Wandering Village cloud console PC July 20th. Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem cloud console PC July 25th. Sorry, Series X and S. Venba console and PC July 31st. And Celeste, someone was just talking to me about, who was talking to me about Celeste recently? Was that
Matthew Kennedy?
Yeah,
No,
it's
Matthew
Kennedy.
Kennedy was talking about it.
Cloud console PC August 1st. I would recommend from this, the only one I know is Celeste, a great game, but I would recommend Ori Will of the Wisps over that any day. And then I believe what's leaving July 31st, Dreamscaper, Expeditions Rome on PC, Marvel's Avengers. Jose, did you ever beat that?
I did. I liked Avengers.
Okay.
I thought it was fine.
This one is interesting because I believe the Ascent is going to like PlayStation Plus.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So this I thought I liked this game, and honestly, I would consider buying this because I never did the DLCs. The Ascent is leaving cloud console and PC, and 2 Point Campus, cloud console and PC. Gentlemen, anything stand up? Sorry, excuse me, for this month or Bacon? Did you ever play Celeste?
I have not played Celeste.
You should play it. You
Yeah.
might like that. It's a classic platformer, difficult, but not as difficult as Super Meat Boy. Did you ever finish Super Meat Boy?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, well,
That game
it's
got hard.
I would say it's a little bit easier than that. But I do recommend Celeste for sure. Jose, anything to you?
I want to play Celeste as well. I didn't play it the last time I was here.
Oh.
I keep going back. I kind of want to jump into Sea of Thieves. I have not played it
I
so
will
long.
do it with you, Jose. But we got to do it together. Like
Yeah.
I never finished the Pirates of the Caribbean, and it was fun, but like Goose, you're the
should get in
pirate.
there.
We need Goose.
Goose loves it.
I would
The
do
other
it.
one is the crunch, a perk you didn't mention. You get a Crunchyroll premium perk. You get 75 days of Crunchyroll premium with your membership, which I've been wanting to watch Dragon Ball Z with the girls because they're starting to see it, and I was like,
guys,
okay, you're a hater, but I love anime.
And JRPGs.
Oh, Porsche Power said I missed your post, but shout out to Paul. Don't worry, Ains. I'm gonna clip a very I'm gonna clip something for you, shouting you out. So don't worry about that. I'm gonna shout out your old age yet again. So even though he's only like 5 years older than me, so it's
Middle aged, man. We're middle aged.
How old are you, Bacon?
45. I am 40.
Yeah, so Ains is like right
You're
around there. I
gray.
think he said he was 44, 45.
I got
So
all the gray.
Sea of Thieves has an update coming tomorrow too. Oh, B, I didn't know you were a Sea of Thieves fan.
He's not. I don't even think he's a Game Pass subscriber yet.
Has anyone played
What?
Lust?
Yeah, he
Negative?
was talking about it a couple weeks ago about becoming a subscriber. So
Oh, well, he can get Game Pass score. Goose said Crunchyroll, a sushi subscription. I wish I would. There's another great idea, Goose, a sushi
You would
subscription.
lose money to a sushi subscription? No way.
Guys, let's jump into what we have been playing and or watching. I'll go first since I kind of mentioned already. Been playing a lot of Halo with Ains. That's a lot of fun. Still been playing the PUBG grind. I got a clip to show you guys. 6 kills. I had 3 at the very end. Clutch City with Pony. It was 1-on-1. And I was telling Ains and Pomps, guys, there is nothing. I know you hate PUBG, Bacon, but there is nothing. No game has ever made my heart bounce out of my chest with that rush of adrenaline like it is with PUBG, especially if it's 1v1, Jose. You know what I'm talking, even more than Warzone. And when you take somebody out in PUBG, you feel like the biggest badass because that janky game and the controls on that game, you don't know if you're hitting anything
Exactly.
when you're
'Cause it's
firing.
janky.
So
Is that a
when
good
you
quality?
win, you're like, I am the best video game player of all time. So I got to shout out PUBG. And I did want to mention this as well. Been playing Skyward Sword. Controls are bad, but it feels like a Zelda game at least. I appreciate that. Jedi, Jose, I just got to the second world. I got to Kobo and I stopped once I got to like the first save. I'm like, this world is too big. I don't. But Bacon, I have been playing on PC with mouse and keyboard. Quake Remastered. I have been playing Quake WASD, and I've been juking and sliding and moving around and jumping, and it's incredible because I feel I can see the roots of Doom in Quake, and I appreciate it. It looks and runs great. Obviously, I mean it's like a 25-year-old game or something like that, right? And yeah, I think I'm going to get 1,000 out of 1,000 on this bad boy.
Wow.
But to be fair, then I would switch to console because it's a play anywhere. And I'm like, it feels so good on controller too. It just, I can't.
One day.
Oh
man.
my gosh, there was a problem with the server. Retry on our chat. So I gotta say, I have been playing Quake, Bacon, and I have been trying to play with mouse and keyboard. I'm not gonna make the switch, but I figured I should try. So Bacon, what have you been playing?
Well, I'm halfway through the battle pass on Battlefield. Absolutely loving that game.
Battlefield? Really? Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
I have been.
Did you buy it or was it free?
Well, I got it because I'm the EA Play subscription.
Oh,
They
you
gave
get
me
it
like
for free?
3,500 coins, so I'll never
Oh,
have to
nice.
buy another one again. I have no idea why I got back into it.
It's because it's a good game.
It's
a
a
good
great
game now.
It's only the Battlefield moments. I had some dude zipping on a zip line across a canyon, and I pulled out my rocket launcher and I put one right in his chest. And I must
Really?
have laughed like 30 minutes straight. And I know the guy had to been like going respect because I mean I led him and everything. I'm like, maybe.
So I
but
gotta ask you really quick, Bacon, what do you think of this BattleBit game? Do you have any interest to play that? Because Alan kind of texted that to us, being like, we should check this out. I'm like, why would I play a game that's wanting to be a Battlefield when I already have 2042, which is a solid game as it is? Like, why would I want to play the BattleBit? So talk to me.
I've not even. I don't even know if I know anything about BattleBit.
Okay, well then go look it up afterwards. Never mind.
And B's also been busting my chops to get into Rust, and I've had no interest
Yeah,
in
you
getting
said
into
that
Rust
again.
either.
Yeah, Ains, it is awesome. 2042 has been awesome for a while.
Right.
Sorry.
It's like, and when you're running across the map, and all of a sudden you see a chopper going down,
It's
and
just Battlefield.
right, and it's just
amazing.
chaos. And
I would much rather play Battlefield than PUBG, but
exactly. And I'm having an absolute blast. I'm trying to unlock all the guns right now and just doing challenges.
But again, I gotta ask you, I have not played it since they made the official switch to the classes.
yeah.
Isn't it just the
How is it?
same though? But they like tie
Right.
two people to
It's
certain. It's pretty similar. Like,
right.
how
it's
different does it
it's
feel?
Still very. So it doesn't feel much different to me. I think it's absolutely fantastic. You should definitely hop back in and play with me. So it's a really good time. And then on PlayStation, I did start Alan Wake. Something I've been,
Tell me, where are you?
I just got into the lighthouse. I haven't been able to pick it back up. And it was creepy just getting to the lighthouse and that
just you wait, bud.
following you.
Dude,
Yeah,
it is so good.
Creepsville.
Bacon,
I
stop
wanna-
playing Battlefield and play Alan Wake, man. I know you never play the PS5, and I would rather you play this on Xbox or PC, but you have it for free. I need you to complete Alan Wake. There's so much to talk about. It is one of my favorite. It's
so good,
spooky,
dude.
but you're never gonna be like, oh gosh, I can't do this. If you can play Dead Space,
oh yeah,
how long is the
it's like
playthrough?
12 hours or less.
Oh no, like 8, but it's not 12.
Yeah,
Well,
wife's heading out of town for the weekend, so maybe I'll dedicate like Sunday to it and get it done up. But now I want to see if I want to play Alan Wake 2, so that's why I did it. So
you absolutely want to play Alan Wake 2.
Well, here's the thing, but just keep in mind, Alan Wake is more of an action game and not going to be like survival horror like Alan Wake 2 is. And I'm sorry, if you can get through Dead Space, that is way creepier, way scarier than anything in Alan Wake. Alan Wake's psychological, dude. And you got to play the DLCs. Oh my gosh, so good. That's the other thing, Bacon. You got to play all the DLCs because it really does expand on the story and is going to set up for 2.
All right. And what I've been watching, I finished Succession. A little let down at the end of it,
Don't
but
tell me. Don't tell me. No spoilers. I haven't watched
fantastic
any of it.
show. Are you watching it?
No, I don't have Max.
I'm so close, Bacon. 4
That's-
episodes away, dude.
Okay. Yeah. You'll probably agree with me on the ending. Nell fought me on it, but I just like. Well,
Did
all
you
right.
watch Lost, Bacon?
I did.
Did you like the ending of Lost?
No,
I did.
I didn't. I love that show.
No spoilers.
And then so needing our next fill, we started White Lotus. We're only 1 episode into White Lotus, and it's going to be pretty solid. You know, summertime when you got to find stuff to stream because there's nothing on. You know, for us.
I have a recommendation. I got to say it.
You got Warrior from Jbiz.
Oh, I've been watching Warrior too.
I have another recommendation. I forgot it started this week. Justified City Primeval. For anybody who hasn't watched Justified, you need to go watch Justified first and then start watching this. One of the greatest shows of all time. Bacon, didn't you like it or no?
I haven't watched it.
Oh,
I haven't either. I liked Timothy Olyphant too. I just
you
I've
guys
plenty
are
to
killing
watch.
me. Everybody go watch Justified, one of the greatest shows of all time. Jose, what have you been? Is there anything else, Bacon?
Yeah, just talking about Bizzle's show. That is like a full-on Bruce Lee style, totally awesome show. So, if you're not busy, you can watch like 50 things on Max.
Is it a 30-minute or hour episode?
They're hour.
Dang
it.
They're super good
that's
though.
not good.
Crazy good.
Go ahead, Jose. What have you been playing?
So mostly I've been playing a couple things. I played a little bit of PUBG, which to be fair, I said last week, I enjoy playing with my friends.
You're
never
a drone
play by
pilot,
myself.
Jose. You're a great
No.
drone pilot.
That's all you can do.
I'm good at hiding in the bushes and telling you where people are. But I also have been playing Survivor, and I had a little bit of a slump there at the beginning, like where I didn't feel it, and I'm starting to enjoy it quite a bit now. I actually really like the Souls-like combat, the parry. I've been getting much better with that, and I just got a couple more stances, which I like. So I've been enjoying that. I also played more of Dave the Diver. Man, I just like Dave the Diver. Like, it's just I can play a little bit here and there. I can play like when my daughter's at piano practice. I can play when my wife is watching TV. Like, it's with the ROG Ally has been really rad. I've really enjoyed that. And I'm trying to figure out, I think I need to get through both of those so I can play Cult of the Lamb before Starfield, because it's been in my backlog forever. It's literally on my dashboard. And I want to also try to get New Nightmare, Alan Wake. I didn't play that extension, or that DLC, but I need to do that. But that's about it, man, that I've been playing. Again, back to work this week. So it's been a little bit busy, but other than that, Succession, like I said, we have 4 episodes left. Our issue is that my wife can last like 30 minutes. And so we get into one and then it stops and we got to pause. I've also been watching Venture Brothers on HBO, which is a very old show. It's been there a long time. It's a cartoon, but it's freaking hilarious because it's made for adults and it's a kind of like a Scooby-Doo action thing. But one of my coworkers recommended it, and I've been watching it. It's actually been really, really good. So those have really been the only 2 things. I mean, we bought the Mario movie for like a movie night with my kids, which was great. Can't wait for some other ones to come out recently. I still want to see Guardians 3, which I know comes out in a couple weeks on Disney Plus. I'll watch that. I kind of want to watch Secret Invasion, but I've kind of fallen off of Phase 4 of the Marvel stuff. So lots of stuff to watch, but that's what I've been up to.
Hey, gentlemen, let's close the show like we always do with the best food we had this week. Bacon, would you like to go first? Do you have anything special this week?
Usually on podcast nights, my wife usually runs out and grabs something. And we had a Panda Express this evening. You can never go wrong with the orange chicken. Orange chicken for the win. And I had no McGriddles, so it's been a pretty boring week for me.
Boring
chicken.
week.
Super.
I'll go quickly here, Jose. Shout out to the Yard House. I believe I went twice in the past week. Went as a family on Friday, and this is basically the same order both times. And then the other day, I met up with my brother and Alan, Pack Attack. He was in town. We went to the museum, what's the one with all the different exhibits? Is the Natural History Museum?
Museum of Nature and Science.
Okay, sorry. Whatever the one is over there, I don't know. Anyway, we took all the kids over there. I had a great time. Then we ended up at the Yard House as a family. Allie met up with us after work, and we went to Yard House again. Shout out to their barbecue chicken pizza. Shout out to the pineapple mule. That is the better mule of the Moscow mules. It's delicious. Had a few of those, and then I went and played a basketball game right after Bacon. So I had barbecue chicken pizza, the mule. I was so relaxed out there, Bacon. I balled out, and actually, I
was in your stream
dropping them dimes.
Did you see me, Bacon? I was balling, man, and I think I was 1 point away from getting 20 points in the game. I missed my final free throw. I was like 10 for 10 and I missed it. So I was 9 for 9, missed the last one. Did you see me get hacked on the final layup?
A lot of fouls in that league if you had 11 free throws.
Dude, I never shoot free throws. You know, I that's very rare. So it was awesome. It was a good win. So that was the best food I had this week, and it was the best basketball game I had. I was feeling great on a full stomach and
You do
a
got
little bit of
hops. I
booze.
will, your elevation is
Thank you.
is next
you.
level. I maybe
Did you see me sky for one of those rebounds?
Your vert's impressive. You put old Deja Vu to shame with your vert.
Thank you, Jose. What was the best food you had this week?
Ooh, I had a great week this week. I started on Friday with
Popeyes.
Well, I hadn't been there in a while. Went and picked up some spicy chicken sandwiches for the crew at work because we were all back there, which was delicious. And then earlier this week, got myself a breakfast burrito. So I got to add one to both of our accounts for us.
Wow,
which was great
for us.
And then we also went to the Taste of Philly, which I know Dan was down on, but I think is just
sucks.
Delicious.
Sucks.
So it's been
Expansion
great.
Pass is in the chat. Look
Yeah,
at
good old
this.
Luke Lore. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, welcome.
Wow.
Luke, if you hear this, what is your best food you had this week? Same with you, Deja, B, Porsche Power.
Yeah, Ains, what was the best food you had this week?
So
Shout out to Swiss rolls as well. I had some Swiss rolls, boys.
Shout out to Swiss rolls. We also got some hot dogs from Sam's Club, which are the same kind, the ones that they sell in their like food court. When we went to the pool and did a big grill.
You can
out
buy
there.
like the same size and everything, the big girthy ones.
I gotta tell you,
girthy ones.
I was
what she said.
That's what she said.
I was feeling that adequate, but they were delicious hot dogs. I'll tell you what. Yeah, so and then actually went to Yard House today too, but I got the house cheesesteak, which is pretty good. It was not as good as a real cheesesteak. It was just like chunks of steak.
That's what you got at Yard House?
I was just trying to get something different. It was lunch, man. I panicked. It's all right.
Gentlemen, this has been the Nerd Chat episode 116. My name is Daddy DWALLY. You can follow me at Daddy DWALLY across all social media. Shout out to the chat. Thank you so much to Ains, Luke, Lore, Deja Vu. Who else is in here? B. Everybody for stopping by. Oh, wait. Shout out. Xbox expansion pass in the chat. Best food, Luke Lore said. Tilapia over veggies and quinoa. Super healthy.
I feel terrible right now.
Very healthy.
But good for you. He's been running.
Good. Yeah.
He's
Is he a runner? Is he out there just killing it?
No
tomorrow's pizza. He said tomorrow's pizza. All right.
Okay. Dude, quinoa. I gotta say something right now. Allie loves quinoa. I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat across all social media. Shout out to Luke Lore over there with his quinoa and pizza coming up there. And Jose, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Chipotle_bear. You can find me Instagram and on Threads at Chipotle Bear. Huge shout out to everybody in the chat today. Everyone from Ains and Luke and Deja Vu and B and Jbiz for the ride and Coach Goose, of course. Right, it's been a great night. Great to chat with everybody. If you liked us, hit us the thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. And excited to see how things are coming out in the next couple of weeks for Starfield.
I know
everything.
Yeah, well, somebody in the chat, maybe a couple people in the chat might have early access to Starfield. They might give us some impressions. So,
Goose, how'd you get early access?
Man, Goose.
Shout out to Pomps as well.
You're holding out on me. And Pomps, yeah, thanks for shouting out.
Halo and retweeting us. So we really do appreciate it. Bacon, where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me at X Bacon Gaming everywhere. PC, Xbox, you name it. Shout out to everyone in the chat. You guys killed it tonight. We appreciate all the comments. We are growing. We're trying here. And then you'll probably still find me on Twitter until this Activision deal is over.
He's going to be
till the end of days.
I don't know what I'm going to do once this is over. I have a big hole in my heart. I'll have a big empty void.
You have to read a book.
Seriously, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. It's been a lot of fun. We really do appreciate it. It's a blast having you guys in there. So, as always, gentlemen, see you online.
See you online.
See you online.
See you online.
Do you know who I am?
No, I can't say that I do.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Really?
People know me.
Well, I'm very happy for you.
I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast, is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. The show was created by Daniel Walenzik, and you can follow him at Daddy DWALLY across all social media. The assistant to the co-host is Jose Martinez, and you can follow him at Chipotle_bear. The assistant to the co-host is Chance Siegel, and you can follow him at BubbleBoyN7. The intern to the assistant to the co-hosts is Jason Jarrett, and you can follow him at XBaconGaming. You can also follow the show at The Nerd Chat across all social media. And if you'd like to find out more about the show,